Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I just shoved my head in the camera then. This is Becky from Windsor Creations, and a bit late in the day for doing this, but I thought I'd make a start anyway. I hope you're all well, and your week's going well. So let's have a chat a minute. If you're not okay, I do empathise. We can't always all have good days, can we? So you know, just sit back and relax, and watch if you feel like it, listen if you don't, and we'll do some fun stuff. Got a few different things sorted out for today. Went swimming this morning, bit tired now, but it does feel good to be in the water. Anyway, let's pop Windsor away for a minute. Right, I think we'll start. I'm going to start by having a sip of my cold coffee. That's better. I thought I'd start by telling you I finished that pet journal. I finished it as far as I'm going for now anyway. Here it is. I hope you can see that all right. It's a big beast. I haven't done anything with the cover at all, and I love this cover. It's quite old and tatty, which I'm enjoying. I'm not sure I want to put anything on it. I might just leave it, but for now it's being left. I'm not doing anything with it for now. I love the way, you know, you can see where something's been on it. Inside this, I put end papers on the end of both ends. These are proper end papers, which look nice. And then the journal is pretty much done. All I've done since I showed you is I put lots of little paw prints everywhere, because as you know, I decided to keep it. And I've put cat charms in there and quite a few more bits and bobs on. I won't go through the whole thing because you've seen it quite a few times now. I tucked in a few extra things, but I think you saw most of that. I think the only thing you didn't see in the video was the paw prints, I think, in the end. And I've glued down this is glued down now. I just didn't put it in because the glue was wet, so that can go in there now. I love the way that dog sticks out there. In you go. Come on, in you go. That's it. Nice snug fit. And then the bunny rabbits look out. That's good. Yeah, and then this is all nice and stuck. I like the fact that you can just see plain material. That I like. And then this one, again, in the middle of the envelope one, has a couple of charms. And there's charms in the middle of the other one as well, just not the envelope one. And we put those pages on, didn't we, before? I think we did them together, yeah. Anyway, and I've just stuck myself a little pocket in the back because it looks like a layered pocket, but it actually isn't. It's just the offcut from this. I do like to keep a little list of stuff in the back of my my journal. So there we go. It's not numbered, and it's not, well, I think I might just call it Buster. That was the name of my late dog, my gorgeous dog. There he is, snoozing. This is why I can't part with it. Yes, I might just call it him, ode to him, and leave it at that. So I might still give it a number though. I haven't decided on that yet. So there he goes, all finished. Now, I was watching the other day. I'm just getting a few bits out. Who was I watching? I was watching Marguerite from Seven Plaza, and I was watching also who made some Franken paper, which was great, absolutely brilliant to see. So I don't want these out at the moment, don't need these, just put those to one side because they'll be in the way for now. Swap that for something else. And then I watched Pam at the Paper Outpost, and she made the most amazing cover, covered in, I think I mentioned this in the last one, and it inspired me. So those two videos and a bit of Roxy Creations, a bit of Rachel's, have inspired me, and I'm mixing them all together and doing my own thing, which is is what we do, isn't it? So I'm going to use this. I came across this when I was looking for one for the other one, and the fly sheet's gone sometime, but the cover is in very good condition. What I liked was the size. I thought, what an interesting size it is, and I will tell you what size it is. It's an unusual size. It's nearly 9.5 inches, which is 23 and a half centimeters by almost 7.5 inches. Well, yeah, 7.5 inches by, which is 19 centimeters. So it's quite an unusual shape. And I thought, for a change, because normally we make our papers and then we get a cover to fit. And I've decided to do this back to front. I've decided to get a cover and make the papers fit. I thought, so it won't be real Franken papers, but they will be added to top or bottom or side to make them fit in here. Now I've made myself, can I find it? Yeah. I've taken 2 pages out of the block that I've taken out, and this is the size of the paper. So that's a whole piece. It was a glued in one, not sewn in, so I had to stick these two together. I couldn't undo any stitches. There wasn't any. There weren't any. There wasn't any. You know what I mean. So this is my template for how big I need my double pages to be. Okay, so they're quite big, as you can see. In UK terms, that's almost, pretty much almost, I think. Yeah, it's not far. That's an A4 piece in the UK. So it's not far off A3 almost. A3 is double this. So yeah, well, it's between A4 and A3. So it's considerably bigger than American letter size, isn't it? Which is shorter, isn't it, I think? Or one way shorter. I'm not sure. Actually, I've got a piece of the American size paper here. I think that can't be it. That's way too small. Yeah. Anyway, I've got lots of different papers to go in, lots of different sizes. So that's my template for knowing what size paper I want. As you can see, I've taken the block out. It was The World of Downton Abbey, and it's all about the filming of Downton Abbey. If I don't know if you know what Downton Abbey is, it's a period drama in the UK. I'm not a huge fan of period dramas, I must say. My mum loved them, absolutely loved them. I don't mind the odd one. I don't mind reading them either, but no, it's not something I really look forward to, you know. But they don't bother me one way or the other, really. But what I have got is I quite like these bits. I think this is the Downton Abbey kind of crest or something. I don't know. Might have to research that, but I'm not photocopying it or anything, so or anything like that. So that doesn't matter. But I did save these 2 bits as well, these 2 fly covers, in case I wanted to keep these or add to them or whatever. So I managed to keep these 2, and I do like this colour. I love this colour. So I don't know what it'll look like on camera. It probably just looks like a dirty brown, but it's like a very dark olive green. It is very nice, and I do actually quite like this blue. I'm not usually into baby blues. So I don't know if I'll keep that colour. I might do a textured, I think I might do a textured one like Pam did, but I will leave the black. I won't put texture on the back because I do like to lay mine flat like that. I don't mind texture on the front, so it'll be probably the front will be textured and possibly the back with a little bit. But you never know with crafting. You never know. Sometimes the stuff you put on takes its own direction. So that's the basis of my idea, is that. And what I'm going to use is, as you know, I subscribe to Pink Monarch Prints, and I get their monthly kits, and that's what my last pink one, which I decided to call Clementine, was based on. However, I have printed off August's kit and September's kit, and I've mixed them together, and I'm not just using those. They're the basis for the dark coloured pages, are those, but they do a lot of see, so I've got some lovely dark greens, and then we've got some quite nice dark reds as well in there, and things like that. And then I'm putting a load of other papers in. That's a very small bit of paper, even for A4, so it's going to be tiny in there. See, that would be tiny. So it's definitely going to need adding to. And I've got a piece of this. This is the back of a music book. It's a gorgeous piece of paper. It's really thick and really, well, it is genuinely old, so that's going to be used. This is the last piece of, I think this is Roxy Creations, I think. That's the last one of hers I've got. That's not white, actually. It's cream, so I'm quite happy with that bit. And then I've got some other odd size bits of paper here. These aren't brilliant white on the back. They're an off-white, so I can live with that. It's only the brilliant white I struggle with a bit. So I've got 4 bits of that. I don't know whether I'll use it all. We will see as we go along. There's another bit of the music sheet. So that one's got music on the other side though, which is nice. So we might be using a bit of that. Now these 2 bits are out of that book that I've just made busters out of. They were this one. They were the front 2 sheets of this. They were in there. And I thought, what interesting bits of paper they were. It's Something Hans Christmas. Con Hans Christmas 1936. And then that's the bit in the charity shop I bought it for. We don't have thrift stores in this country, but we do get a few charity shops. And I got this from a charity shop, a book charity shop in Preston. And so the natural history one. So I thought those 2 pages were quite interesting. That one in particular, it's got a lot of patina on it and everything. So I wanted to use them. And again, there's odd size. These are some I've made myself. Oh, I've printed this. You've seen this before. But this piece of paper, these were out of a accountant's pad, you know, when you got strips. And I've just torn off a few sheets. I've got 3 or 4 here. Yeah, I've torn off a few sheets and I've put them through my printer. The printer's very good. It'll print on pretty much anything. So yeah, so I've got some vertical ones there, which should be good. That's another piece of that. Then this is I thought this could be cut down the middle and used to add on. That one goes that way, but then the writing's the other way, so I'm not sure how I'm going to use that. And again here, this is just out of a pucker pad. I don't know if you have pucker pads in the US. We have them in this country. And again, I've just torn off a few sheets out of the pad and popped them through printer. So I've got some vertical lined paper. I do like lined paper in my journals. There's a little bit of white on there, which if it's still showing at the end, I will ink up. This is just another odd one out of my stash. So as you can tell, this is a piece of 12 by 12, but it's handmade paper. And these actually fall out. If you can see, it's coming off. This is actually handmade. I didn't hand make it, but I was given it. And I thought it was nice and interesting, and the colour tones went well. So these are from Roxy Creations, definitely. This one is from her file ones, you know, the ones that do that. All I've done is I've gone through and printed them. Those 2 are not the same. They look like the same, but they've got different words on. And I've printed them on coffee dyed paper. I had some coffee dyed paper in my stash, which I'll probably be using a lot of, but I thought again that was interesting. Again, vertical, so I can add to the ends of the pages. I know Gail often shows you what page she's using by getting them out of different areas. I got mine out first because they're stashed all over the place. Excuse me. And then I've got, as I say, August's. These are very small, these ones. I printed these deliberately small. They're the size of that pink one, so they're real diddy. Some of these are really diddy. And these green ones, I've printed the green ones a bit bigger. So that one's slightly bigger. And then I've got these ones again, which is again a slightly different size again. And these are all double-sided, not all with dark colours. Some of them are like, this is lovely. I love this. And one has the same on both sides. So again, another different size. It should make it interesting. There we go. I put the same one on the back of quite a few because I liked how light it was, but the inside, some of these under ones are quite dark. So this is Pink Monarchs prints. It's either there's September, October, August or September. As I say, I've mixed them together. There's that one again, so they'll be different underneath. I just printed both kits and then I printed on the back. Oh, I've printed some of my lines on the back. Some of them have darker paper on the back. So I thought, that's a nice one. See, that's a vertical one. So that would be good for, I don't know how many of those I've printed. But some of them it doesn't really matter. I love this green. I love green anyway. But these green ones are gorgeous. But they're going to be completely mixed together. And as I say, I've printed on both sides. And this one's got a lot of the written ones on. Handwriting ones on. I just picked half a dozen pages, not even that many, to print on the back. And just sent it through again. That's what we're working with. But I do want them all jumbled up and mixed up. I'm not putting them in any order. There we go. Got a lot to play with, and I obviously won't be using all of these. Now I haven't decided yet how big I'm making it. I know how big the pages, I want the pages to be, but I don't know if I'm going to stick to that spine here. Just stick to that. Maybe have one, or maybe just have two signatures in there, you know. Or take the spine off and have more. So I think it depends on, we'll just see how it goes. We'll wing it, as they say. We'll wing it. I've got masses and masses of ephemera, obviously, because there's two kits here, plus some other papers. I think it's going to be fun. Goodness knows where to start, but, you know. I think to start with, we need to be folding some in half. But I don't want them all exactly in half, if you know what I want to tear that off, but I don't want it to tear into the paper. There we go. So where's my sample one? See, this is a little tall, so I don't mind folding them over. I don't mind folding them up or folding them down, but I don't want them sticking out of the journal on this particular one. I don't actually want them to stick out. I have done journals where the papers stick out, and I don't mind if I put lace on for them to stick out, or an edge page to stick out a little bit, but I don't want the actual paper to stick out, because some of the papers are very thin and they just get completely wrecked. So we could just use this as it is and fold that there. So I'm having that one. What about the top? Well, that could be the bottom, and we could fold the bottom up, fold the bottom in, and we'll cut it. I don't think it's deep enough to do much with. I like that raggedy edge, so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this down to there. It's going to take a while to put together, obviously, but as always with my videos. Sorry, my drawer won't shut. I want my drawer shut. Too much junk in it, actually. That's why my drawer won't shut. Oh dear, oh dear. Put that there. That there. That's it. That's it. Right. I tried setting that up without the paper underneath. I can move one light, but I couldn't move the other. You wouldn't have been able to see properly, so I went back putting the paper on. The paper's just enough to cover up the two ring lights, that's all. I'll leave that out. Excuse me, because so that's one. We'll add to them afterwards. All right. Now that fairy's nice, isn't it? Well, very mystique, you know. It's not obviously, it's not like, I know, you know what I mean. It's not like normal fairies that you see, which are very cute, cutesy, you know. I wouldn't call her cute by any means. Now that's going to be lower, but that doesn't matter. I might. Right, that's that one done. I'm going to save these, I think, for adding on. So that's a vertical. Just going to save these ones for now, the vertical ones, and use them for adding on at the end. Now these ones where there's an obvious halfway, I am going to fold those in the middle. Oh, hang on a minute. Is it upside down? That's the right way up. Turn it over. Oh, that is upside down. That's unusual. A couple must have gone through the wrong way up. That's very unusual, but never mind. We can still use it. We can still use it. That's not a problem. Having said that, I'm going to leave these ones. I might use some of these as journal cards. So those tiny ones like that, I think I might take out. Now this is a vertical one like that, but that's on the back, but I'm not that bothered. That can be covered up or made into a pocket or anything, so I'm going to put that with the verticals. This one I definitely want to cut in half. And I want to add that to a page or something. Put these white bits on that I don't like. Cut them off. So that can go there. Oh, don't know what's going on this one, but there's all sorts of stuff on the end of this page. There we go. Still got all the flowers though, so that's that. I think this can just go, just go straight in half, this one. Well, having said that, no, I'm going to take it over to that one. I'm going to take this one right over here. Right over to that edge, fold it. There we go. Adding a bit to the back of that one. Roxy Creations, Rachel makes a lot of hers like that. They're my vertical papers, which I want to use later. That's for adding on. Actually, I might use one of them for adding on and use another one. We could put them both together. That would make quite a nice one, wouldn't it, if I joined them together with paper? Yeah, we'll do that. Let's trim these tatty bits off. Oh, they won't fit in this trimmer. What I'm going to do is join these two, and then they will be a page together. They're the same height, so. But this one's torn quite a way in, which is a shame. But just see if I can get that right to the edge there. Whoops, Daisy. It's not too bad. I'm going to leave that on. I quite like that. Take a tiny bit off this. There we are. Not perfect, but it's a little better than it was. Yeah, so they're going to be put together like that. So we'll put those there ready. And my verticals for adding on. This is another good one. Let's have this. I want my whole bird on. So yeah, let's fold it there. See why I use the template now, can't you? And the other one like that, I did, yeah, so we'll do this one the other way. We'll put that there. There we are. Had a busy old day. Right, I like this one. This one, I think, I'm just going to pop in like that, and it's just might just end up being a narrower paper. You know, I may not add anything to this. It's nice because I do like my papers different lengths, and again, there isn't much, is there? Did I have one of these before? Yeah, the music one. I cut the edge off the music one. What I'm going to do is turn it that way. I don't want to cut this bit off, so I'm just going to pop it up like that. I know it's only a little flap, but I don't want to cut that nice crunchy bit off. I will have to reinforce that. That's going like that. That one is. Ah, this one. This one's going to be too tall, obviously. Well, no, not too tall. Too narrow. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over. And I'm going to fold it up. Where's that mark there? Fold it up. Make sure that's right before I put a crease in. A bit too far up. Maybe I haven't got my head in there. Yeah. Right. We'll have to take a bit out of there because otherwise it won't fold properly, but we will do that for now. That I like. That's why I want those other 12 by 12s as well, because the colours match this. Well, match. They go well with this. They are all verticals, and come back to them. Right. Some of these plain ones are going to just be folded. Yeah, let's fold this one in half. Going to need a bit of work to do into it, isn't it? The same with that one, I think. Yeah. This one I'm going to use as journal cards because it's got some lovely stuff going on already. Same with this one. Use that as ephemera, I think. That's a nice plain one, so we'll pop this in. That one I'm going to use for ephemera, especially that rose one. That's nice. That's nice, but I think I'll oh, isn't that pretty? I'm going to fold that the other way. I like that. Nice. Oh, those definitely going to be an ephemera one. And that one. I like that half, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down there and we're going to add to this. Somehow, I don't know how yet, but I'm going to cut that off there. I'm going to cut that off there. Use that as ephemera. And we're going to try and oh, that's good. We could put 4 of those together, couldn't we, almost? Huh, I'll hang on to that for now. This can just be folded like that. Oh, no, it can't. This hasn't got a line down it, so it doesn't have to be folded in half. Had that one? Yes, it had. But the ones without lines, this is quite bright, isn't it? Has this come through the wrong way? No, I don't think so. I don't think it matters which way those. I'm going to do it this way anyway. Right, I'll go over to here because I like the green better. Just a little bit. I like it all, but I do like the green a bit better. There. Fold you there. That big piece, and this one's the same. Oh, and they're lovely. I'll do the back of that one. Not that it matters, I'll sort them out with the time, but oops. There we are. Oh, wouldn't that look lovely with a piece of that? Well, yeah, I'm going to fold that one in half because of the writing. Yeah. that one doesn't have to be. So I'll do this one full this way. That's lovely, isn't it? It's a nice paper. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 we've got, 15, 16 we've got so far. So, how many do you reckon? That's 16. I need some red in, as I say, I've mixed the two together. I need some purple in, and we need some red in, a bit of red in. Maybe a bit of this in. Do you want to get thinking of, should we do 2 signatures of maybe 12? Do you think 2 signatures of 12? I think it'd be nice. Oh, I did those the same way. I'm wondering if 2 signatures of 12 would be nice. It'll take just as long to make the papers as it is to decorate it, but that's not a problem. Let's see what else we've got in here. I like that one. Let's put this dark one in. Lovely thistles. It's a Scottish flower. One of my dearest friends is Scottish. He's a Scot. So that's 17 pieces, isn't it? Let's pick out 17. If we do 2 of 12, what, 24, 17. $18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, that one's going there. 21. 22. I have got those 3. I've got those 3 that I'm coffee down as well, haven't I? So it was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 that is. So we'll do one more, and then we've got an odd number then. Yeah, so I'll do one more. Let's do that one. Or should we have another dark one? No, we don't have many dark, do we? Let's do one more dark one then. I like the way that actually folds there. That's quite interesting, isn't it? There's a line down here and it sort of naturally folds. There's a natural fold in it. Let's use that one. And then we'll use the, if they dry all right, we'll use those. If not, then we can come back and use these, can't we? So I'm going to fold that one there because I like that natural fold in it. Oh, that's plain. That's good. So let's pop you over here. I love this green writing one. This is gorgeous. I think it's appropriate for the end of summer. I know a lot of people are doing autumn colours. This green one does have a bit of autumn in it. but it's going to be such a sort of eclectic, generic kind of. You can't be eclectic and generic, can it? They're complete opposites. It's got to be very eclectic, I think. Pop you there. I'm going to need quite a few strips to join these, which is where some more of those papers will be very useful. Oh, that's got the middle one. So let's fold that in the middle then. I haven't got that many folded in the middle anyway. I think we did one that way round, so let's do this one this way round. Doesn't make a remote bit of difference, you know. Oh, gosh, both sides are nice, but it doesn't really matter. You'll still see both sides, won't we? There we go. Lovely. Right, we'll make a start on these anyway, while we can. I'll just show you some of the ephemera I've got. I've got masses of the stuff. As always, I've sorted it all out ready. Got green, orange, all sorts, some lovely flowers, stamps, or faux stamps, should I say, some circles, some miniature tags. This is all for decorating with. We've got some beautiful, unusual decorations there, lots of squares. These are pre-made clusters, which I thought were quite nice. Make a nice change to have a pre-made one done. Lots of bits of ephemera there. I've got some frames and things. And on my basket, which I'm using to lean stuff on. As always, I'm using my basket, which I do for them. Tickets. We've got a couple of these in here. These are hidden paper clips, so I might make some of those on screen for you. We've got a waterfall card things. Lots of lovely tags. No, they're pockets. They're tags. These are journal card things, loads and loads of envelopes, some belly bands, but also a load of stuff from my own little area as well. I'm going to make some ephemera, which is another reason why I want to keep a lot of these back. I'm going to make some miniature envelopes and some of my larger bits of ephemera, because I say larger bits of pockets and things. As I say, the pink mark prints are lovely, but some of them, and I'm making a big journal, deep journal, so I'm going to make some bigger pieces of ephemera, of pockets and tags and things. Pockets, woman, pockets. And that's what I want some of this for. I'll pop it through. I've got a few die cuts that I use, and you know, all the pockets that we make with book pages can be made with these, so that's not going to be wasted by any stretch of the imagination. What time is it? We've got a little bit longer. I'm liking all that assortment. Isn't that cool? I like that. Where should we start? Right, I got one started, didn't I? That one's being left like that. I like that as it is. That needs reinforcing. I think what I might have to do is cut up some strips, I think. Should we do that first? Cut a few strips up. I might just do them as we go along. That does mean getting the cutter in and out every 5 minutes, but what I'll probably do is we'll probably do 1 or 2 now, and then when off camera I'll cut loads of strips up ready. So let's do this one. Let's get this one ready to go. Let's pick this one out, because these are just being joined, aren't they? Like that. I'm joining them the way they were. Look at that red ink on the top, because it's an old book. So this needs joining like this. Needs quite a tall piece of paper too. Sorry, I need another swig of my coffee. Been looking forward to doing this one. When I had the idea in swimming, we've been going 40 minutes. That's okay. I'll do a few more minutes. I was trying to get my videos under an hour. I know. It's all order for me. If nothing else, you get your money's worth. Right, I want some sort of more plainer one for this. That's on the back of there. That's okay. That would be nice, joining that one both sides, wouldn't it? So about an inch, I reckon, an inch and a half should do. About an inch and a half, I think. So I need to cut it here. Cut that there. Where's my cut? Oh, I've left it out. It's unusual for me to leave this big one out. Cut you there. This one might as well go away because I'll need the keeping all my bits, of course. I need my big trimmer for these. I will need my big trimmer for these. Right, I want 1.5, and then they can be 3/4, can't they? That's 1.5. There. We'll try 1.5. Whoops, on this one. Hello, come on. Well, that didn't cover it. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure if we want one on the front and one on the back. Might do. Especially as they're being sewn in. So let's do another one at 1.5. That's better. Helps if you push the blade down. Keep these ones. I use one up before starting another night as well. There's going to be so many of them anyway. You see why I need to cut the strips though beforehand, because there's going to be so many of them. All right, that's going to get glued on there, like so. I'm not going to ink them. I'm not sure I want them to really stand out that much. What I should do though is get a bigger glue pages, shouldn't I? I could actually use the book. I'm not going to keep the pages. The book does have 1 or 2 nice bits in it that I could use for ephemera though. So in a future journal, not in this journal, but in a future journal. So before I start using it as glue pages, I would like to go through and cut 1 or 2 bits out. Oh, considering I measured that, I didn't reach. Okay, only I can measure something. No, they're too short, but it doesn't matter. They're long enough. It's long enough. There we are. Oops, I wrinkled it at the bottom there. Where's my anti-wrinkly thing? I must wait for that to dry, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's wait for it to dry. Let's not be too hasty here. Let's wait for that. We'll do one more. And then I think we'll leave it at that, because I do want to let's do you. I do want to cut all the strips, you know. I thought you would go nicely on there. You will. If I cut you there and there, you'd make a nice addition. Oh, those labels. No, not with those. We'll use you as I don't want lines going the wrong way. So we carry on using you as a strip. Let's find a nice piece to back that. To go with that, I mean, not back it. Little writing bit at the end, or how tall is that? It's too tall, but oh, I like that. I want to keep the 90. I want to keep the. I can't keep them both. What I might do is put it there. That is not folded very well. I can't cut straight. I can't fold particularly straight either. What I was thinking of is popping that there and making that a pocket. Where's my template? Let's see how tall this is. Yeah, see, that's not too tall, so I don't have to cut it down or anything. I can leave that tall. And I can pop that on there, like that. and or even in the middle. Could do it in the middle, and use this as a pocket. Could reinforce that bit. Let's reinforce this bit. We're going to use this as a pocket. We'll reinforce this bit because you're not going to see it the other side. You're not going to see that there. No, you're not. So I hope this makes sense to you. I know, just because I know what I'm doing. So let's reinforce that edge of that pocket. There we go. Right. Then we put that on here. Now, do we want it lined at the bottom? I think I'd like it in the middle, roughly in the middle, actually. So I need, oh, I've got glue on my hands, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I need to make a little snippet so I know, to remind me, otherwise I might forget. Where's my little one that will cut through anything? Here we are. My big 2-inch one is a bit temperamental, so whereas this one pretty much cuts through anything, so we use the little one today. Ooh, crash bang. And we'll glue that on there. That way, I think. Sorry if I keep moving things around. It's, yeah, I like that. Doesn't have to come all the way over though. Yeah, we won't do it on the hinge because I don't want to put too much strain on the hinge. So we'll glue along here. Whoops. We'll glue along. We'll have to trim that bit off. Look, glue along here. And glue along here. Can you see? Glue along here. Whoa! Not very straight, is it? Should be long enough. I went too far with the glue. That's okay. Glue. Now then, do you see what I mean? We've got a little hidden pocket under there. And that's the right size, you see, that's the right height per the template. It's now the right width. Yep. You'll turn the page and this can either be for writing or we can put pocket on, but you've got a little pocket here now, which is, and reinforced pocket there, which I like. So that's another page done. I know it does seem laborious having to do one page at a time, but that is the sort of essence of the, I think I can fold this one now. It's dried long enough. There we are. This isn't necessarily the order I'm going to do them in, so it doesn't matter if these, I'm using all the same one for now. So we now have 3 pages. There we go. That one, that needs reinforcing, so I shouldn't have put that over there. We've got this one and we've got this one. Right. I like that very much. And that one, which we're going to reinforce. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I know it's only 3 pages. And I hope you like the concept of what we're doing. I'm not sure what I'll call this. I'll probably just craft, new idea, craft beginning or something like that. Craft with me, and then a new idea, new journal. Okay, guys. Thanks for coming along and watching this new video with this new thing. I'm quite going to enjoy sorting this out. As always, I'll probably have to do some off camera because, as you know, I work quite slowly. I don't rush through anything. So if we did it all on camera, but you've got the gist of how I'm going to do the papers now. I will do some more, a few more, you know, on camera. But what I'll probably do next is cut all my strips off ready. So I'll cut a load of strips, and I'll also make some large ephemera. So I'll be using some of that spare paper up. Okay, guys, thanks so much for coming along. And thank you for those guys who have subscribed. It means a lot to me. You don't know how much it means. It means so much that some of you have subscribed. It's really good. I sold a journal, so I'm really chuffed about that. I do have an Etsy shop, so please feel free to pop along there. and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.